what attracted you to apply for UPenn and its programs, and what unique opportunity do you think UPenn offers compared to other top Ivies or other top universities?
Yeah, totally. So I'll take you through my process a little bit.
Mhm.
So going into 12th grade, I did what most students do. I toured a bunch of the top schools. And, I wasn't the type of kid who always had a dream school growing up. I went into the process very open-minded. And what I figured is that, at a lot of like the top schools, like let's just say the Ivies, for example, you're going to get a similar experience at a lot of them. So, pick the school that feels the most right to you. And for me, when visiting, that was Penn. I loved the campus. I think Penn is right in Philly pretty much. I think Philly is a great sized city where it's big, but it's not huge like New York, where it's just, you know, people on people,
Yeah.
right? And then also what I loved about Penn during the tour was the emphasis on interdisciplinary education. Um, Basically, like how can you combine different academic topics? And also, there's a big emphasis on exploration, not just deciding early on what you want to do, like very much explore, specifically in the College of Arts and Sciences, which is where I'll be. So, as someone who was still fairly undecided about what they wanted to do, that was attracted to me. Also, Penn has a huge, brand on Wall Street. Not just Wharton, but actually like outside of Wharton, just the Penn brand in general is massive. So I would say like if you maybe, if you're considering like a career in finance or business, Penn as a school is great for that and definitely has unrivaled connections in that area. And like in the back of my mind, I knew that, business was not like my very first interest. Like I totally want to do finance, so I'm going to apply to Wharton. Like that was not my thought process. So that's why the College of Arts and Sciences made more sense for me. And then, for all the reasons that I listed previously, I thought Penn was the right school for me.
I see. Okay, that's quite interesting to hear. And within the university itself, within UPenn, are there any clubs or are there any societies that you know of or you've joined that related to your career or your degree choice?
Yeah, I know that there's like a bunch of finance organizations that like given my internship experience recently,
Right,
I'll try out for. I know that there's a consulting club, which I think, given that I did this consulting internship this past summer,
right.
would be great. Otherwise, like there's over 1,000 organizations
Mm,
from things that are pre-professional like the finance stuff to just broad interests like a jazz club, for example. And I know that there's a bunch of research journals. Like I know PPE has a research journal. I mean, there really is something for everyone. And I think that when I get to campus and go through the club fair, I'll be able to like, kind of more narrow my decisions when it comes to clubs. But for example, the other day I came across the sports analytics club and I thought that that was super cool. So I'll probably try and join. And I think that my plan when it comes to clubs is to join a bunch at the start and figure out which ones am I really, really passionate about and going to the first meetings to just like cast a wide net. And then after that, I can really kind of whittle down my choices to like one or two that I know I really want to be involved with and try and get leadership positions in.
I see. Okay, that sounds good to hear. So there are a lot of opportunities for students outside the four walls to really grow and connect with other students within the same boat. Yeah, it's quite nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, last question before we end off this interview. What advice would you give to students who are applying to not just UPenn, but other top universities and top programs? What would you have to say to them? Any advice that you would give to your old high school self as well?
Totally. Yeah. I would say carve out a niche for yourself that you don't think many other people are doing. Because oftentimes, like on social media, there's a bunch of college admissions content out there nowadays. And if you follow a lot of that advice, you'll actually end up having basically an identical application to the kids that you're competing against, basically.